Hello fam, I have to tell you, I had to do it again because I was on my computer. Actually, I'll close that. I was on my computer and it just wasn't right. It distracted me and I just couldn't function and focus. So I decided to come here so that I can make a little bit more sense and ask you some more questions, because I'm not one of those people that function with new stuff very well. So my question to you is, what are you doing? What are you doing? During this time, what are you doing? Like, are you being productive? Or are you just laying in a big heap, eating pizza and lava cake? Not that there's anything wrong with lava cake, but like, are you using this time to do something productive, or are you wasting this time? Now, I know people go, Karen, you don't understand. Like, the world's changed. Yes, I know it's changed. The world has changed. Hello to whoever's on, I can't see, but hello. The world has changed, absolutely. It's not the way that it used to be. And wherein the big fella has chronic disease, chronic illness. So, you know, the whole schedule around, because he was due to have transplant. They're obviously not doing any kind of operations and stuff. So all sorts of things have changed. Incredibly stressful. Like, we've had 2 lights that blew out in the other rooms. Like, I ain't even going to let the guy come in. Oh, hi, Diana. We're not even going to let the guy come in and fix it, because it's just not worth the risk of somebody coming in that might impact that. So, like, I know that stuff is really, really challenging right now. And I'm using this time to get a lot of my PhD stuff done, a lot of the business planning, because the reality is that we might be locked down until like June. We might not. But we're going to have something on the other side of this. So what are we going to do on the other side that's actually going to be helpful to us, rather than going, oh my God, I hate my life and the world's not fair and why is this happening to me, and I can't go to the mall and hang out and kick it with my buddies, and I can't have a latte and a cake, and it's so tragic. And it is exactly how, like, it is. You can be sad about the fact that you can't go and buy a latte, but that don't change the fact that you still can't go and... Well, actually, can you still buy drive-thrus? I'm not sure. You might be able to. I don't know. But the reality is that the world is a little bit different right now. And you're either going to utilise this time to the best of your ability, or you're going to just waste it. And then on the other side of it, you're going to be 3 months down the track. And in 3 months, you could have made massive changes in your world. Like, I mean, massive changes. Some of y'all, I'm just going to throw it out there, like, some of you don't, and it's really sad that people have lost jobs. I'm not making light of that at all. Like, I get that. But some of you are getting $750, and some of you can actually use that $750 to start your business. Oh, hello, Fiona. Obviously, you've got to buy food and stuff, so I'm not saying, like, don't starve and all that sort of stuff. But the reality is that there are some people who are in a really bad situation, and there are some people who are using this situation right now for all it's worth, to be able to lay on the lounge and complain about the fact that life is not how we, like 3 weeks or something. It's completely different. So this is a really good time for you to have a look at. So what can you do in this time that's going to help you move along a little bit once we get over the hump of this? Because we're going to get past this. Like, it's going to happen. What are you doing with that time? You know, everything's online now. Everything's online, and I'll tell you a little secret. Most things are really cheap right now. You want to do something online? Do you have any idea how, like, inexpensive courses are online right now? I don't care what you're interested in. You can pretty much find something online that is, like, so cheap. You have no excuse. You don't want to get to the other side of this and be like 5 kilos heavier and thinking that I wasted my time and sad and depressed. Because the reality is that we need to, in terms of trauma and healing, and I'm not going to go into all of that because that's just my life and I could talk about that for hours. But one of the things that we know is that we need to have some normality in our world. We need to have some kind of repetition and structure and control and be empowered. And so while a lot of things have been taken off us in terms of restrictions and stuff, absolutely, loss of jobs and all that sort of stuff, that's been taken off us. However, we can still make choices about, so how can I make the best of this bad situation? How can I make the best of this time now that's going to help me bounce back from this? So on the other side of this, I can be more equipped, I can be better skilled, I can be further ahead in the planning. Because most people, and again, like some of y'all don't want to hear it, but most people have said, I don't have time. And you probably have caught yourself saying that. I don't have time to do that. I'd love to do the planning, I just don't have time. I'd love to take up that craft, that sport, that learn that thing. I just don't have time. Some of y'all got time now. Like some of y'all got a lot of time. Like we're at home, we got a lot of time. I'm on the last 12 months of my PhD, and my milestones that I've set, I have a lot of time. So I've actually condensed them because I want to just like work a little bit more under pressure, because I work better that way. So I could be thinking, oh, I have all of this time, whereas I'm actually utilizing that to go, you know what, right now, between now and May, I'm going to get more done rather than less, because I have that time. So where can you do that for yourself? Because you need to have a look at where you can have, absolutely, Fiona, that structure. You need to have control over some things in your world while it's out of control, while you have no control. And you need to have a think about, so where can I do that? Some of y'all are so creative. Like, true God, you are just so talented. And you haven't had the space to be able to cultivate that. You haven't had that space to be able to go, what does that look like for me? You haven't had the space to be able to go, what I really like. If everything moved and aligned, what would I really like to be doing? And the reality is that you actually do now. Whether you like it or not, you have time now. Whether you like the fact that we're in lockdown or not, doesn't matter. Like, we're here. So the reality is you can sulk and whinge and complain about that, or you can go, actually, well, that's really crappy. And on the other side of that, I'm actually going to do something with it. Choice is yours, because you can get on Skype, or you can join them conspiracy groups and talk about how crappy it is and all that sort of stuff. Knock yourself out. You don't change nothing, because we're still in lockdown, and if you go outside but you're not supposed to, they're going to fine you. I don't know about you, but I'm not giving them my $1,000, $10,000, or however it is. Like, I'm staying home. So the reality is, for you, what can you do in this time? What can you do to make this space more impactful for you and your family? Taking into account that people are still making money. Businesses are still operating. They may look a little bit different, but there are still businesses that are operating. There are still places that are hiring. Is this, and the question to ask, is this the opportunity that you have been praying for, but it just came wrapped in sandpaper rather than the big bow that you would have liked it to show up with? Is this an opportunity for you to go, you know what? I really, really want it. And look, I'm just going to throw it out there. Some of y'all have hated your job forever. Like, seriously, I can't stand my supervisor, dirty, stinking bludger, and the boss above her, like, I swear, she's just a cranky old thing. Is she going through menopause? Like, I don't even know. And I don't like Sally down in HR, and, like, she got a funny eye, and she, like, just gives me, like, growly looks all the time. Joe down the road, he keeps taking my stapler. Don't touch my stapler. Leave my stapler alone. And then you go to work, they say don't come, and you're like, oh my God, I love my supervisor. I take back every bad thing that I've said about you, you know. And Sally down in hate. Look, I know, I didn't realise you had a lazy eye. Look, it's all right. I'll just think that you're winking at me next time. And Bri, you want to use my stapler? It's okay. Look, next time I won't, like, staple you in the forehead. Like, you can use whatever you like. Like, that's how some of you go. You don't like that job. You don't want to be in that job. And then when that job was taken away from you, then you're like, oh my God, I love that job. No, you didn't. You just loved the idea of going to that. You loved the security that went with that. You didn't actually like that. So now you have an opportunity to go, what else can I do? Because there are always opportunities there. They may look different, like I said, but those opportunities are there for you to figure out how you can find them. What opportunities can you take? And it's not taking away from, you know, the losses and stuff that people are going through, because that's like, it's really sad, and you know, that's sad. Like, I'm not taking away from any of that. But at some point you need to go, okay, well, that's really crap, and what else am I going to do now? Because the world is how it is, and you're either going to make the most of your world, or you're going to be a victim of it, and there's no empowerment in that for you at all. And I want you to be empowered. I know that for so many of you, this is the opportunity that you have been praying for. It just doesn't look the way you want it to, but the opportunity is still there. And if you listen to that still voice inside you, that little whispering that comes in the silence of those tiny moments where you just want to start that thing, you want to try that thing, you want to do that, and it's scary as all hell. This is the opportunity to start thinking about that. This is the opportunity for you to maybe not start it now, but for you to think about, on the other side of this, what would that look like? And so the planning of that can start now, so that on the other side of it you can go, Son and I was having a conversation, and we were talking about the lockdown and what that looks like and how it is for people, and he was saying, well, it's kind of like we're playing hopscotch, the game is checkers, and the big dogs are playing chess. We're not even playing the right game. We're so focused on this right now, we're not seeing what could be a possibility later. And I don't want to minimize what's going on for people, because there's horrible stuff happening. People are sick, people are dying, people have lost jobs, like all of that stuff. I'm not taking away from any of that. But do what you can to control what you can control, and make those decisions and step up and do the thing that you need to. There's a large portion of people who are working from home. They are able to still function fairly normally in their day-to-day world, in their day-to-day work. They still don't like their work. They still don't like what it is that they do, but they're able to go about their day. There's a whole lot of people who are still buying stuff. You may think, and I've seen post after post of people saying, how can you be selling at this time? Everybody's still selling. Ain't nobody cranky that Harvey Norman is selling freezers. Ain't nobody cranky that Costco is still selling out of toilet paper. Why are you growling at some business, little mama business who's trying to sell her earrings or scarves or whatever, and people are going, oh, like, how can you do that? Because she got mouths to feed. She's actually making the best of a bad situation. You know that the biggest lot of millionaires were made during the Great Depression, because there was a whole lot of people that said, shoot, I need to be flexible here. I need to figure something out, because otherwise I'm going to starve, and my family's going to starve. And that's not happening on my watch. So what do I need to do to change that? Some of y'all are actually going to step up and do that. Some of y'all are actually going to find yourself face down in a ham and pineapple pizza, which actually doesn't sound that bad. I love pizza. Find yourself face down in a pizza going, I hate my life and the world's not fair. Well, the world may not be fair. And you can still decide what you're going to do in this time to help you to get through this time, because we're going through it. So how much pain and suffering you have coming through that, a lot of that is on you. There's a whole lot of help out there. There's a whole lot of people out there, which I love about humanity, that people have stepped up and are offering so much support. Like, contact me. I'll talk to people. I love talking. Hello, I'm an introvert, so I'll talk to you from my house. Like, sounds like heaven to me. So think about what is it that you really want to do. So what is the thing that's been whispering to you that you wanted to start, that you haven't allowed yourself to even entertain up until this point? What is it that you can do to start to plan that? So start writing about that. Start dreaming about that. On the other side of this, what's really important to me? Because it's when stuff like this happens when we start to figure out what's really important. And besides being in a lockdown, most people don't go, oh, my big flash house and my big flash car is really important to me because, well, I suppose flash house would be nice because you're stuck in it. But you can't, like, most people are like, I don't care about that, I care about my family. Even though some days you want to gouge your eye out because they're painful. Start to think about, if on the other side of this, am I just going to go back to doing what I've always done, hating everything that I've been doing, not happy about my life? Or am I going to actually use this time to start to dream about what would I like my life to look like? If I could have something, what would it look like? If I did want to start a business, what would that look like? What do I love to do? What could I even do more of? Even if I get a job from 9 to 5 that pays the bills, what could I do in my spare time that I absolutely love? What lights me up? What did I do 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago or for 40 years ago that I really, really loved doing? Start thinking about how I can do more of that. And while it might look a little bit different, you can still look at, okay, so I want to do more of that in my world once I can go back, whether it's painting or dancing or bushwalking or like whatever. Now is a really good time for you to be able to think about that stuff, because it's not going to be that long. My university is shut down until 1st of June. So we're not going on campus until the 1st of June. Okay, so how are we going to work things until then? Well, the reality, that's it. It is how it is. So, you can chuck a tantrum on the floor about how it is, or you can go, okay, well, that's how it is. What am I going to do? How am I going to work with that? I'm looking to do my confirmation. I had it all planned out. It was going to be amazing in person. Like, it just now has to be virtual. Is it going to be the same? No, of course not. But it is how it is. I'm going to make do. Am I going to throw a tantrum? No. Like, it's got to work. You've got to be flexible. You have to pivot. You have to understand that this is about you taking the opportunity to cultivate something in you that you need to have cultivated for what your purpose is on the other side of this. You have been called for greatness. I have no doubt that. There is something inside of you, that gift that needs to come out into the world. And until you go through, like the cocoon and the butterfly, until you go through the pressure of that, you can't cultivate that thing, that gift. And that's what you need to understand, that on the other side of this, whatever it is that you need to work on, whether it's patience or understanding or a whole range and host of things that it could be, once you get on the other side of this, you will have cultivated that thing to help you live out your purpose. Or you're going to just be 10 kilos heavier, up to date on every single Netflix and Foxtel series that there is, and then you're going to be fat and depressed and probably broke. Or you can be skilled and driven and have a plan and have a purpose and be excited, and you can do all those things. Choices entirely. And you may well, depending on how the week is, like I watched Enchanted last night, which I just love princess movies. If you know nothing about me, know that I love princess movies. I swear I was a princess in a former life. I'm just letting you know, I must have been. I just love princess movies. So I watched the princess movie last night. But today is not about watching princess movies, because I was on Zoom with my supervisor and planning out stuff and whatever. So like, switch between the two. If you need to take that time when you want to eat a pizza and watch a series, knock yourself out. But just make sure that you're not continuing to do that every single day. Pizza, Netflix, pizza, Netflix. Because you will be 20 kilos heavier. And unless you're into screenwriting, which I'm pretty sure most of you aren't, then don't. Don't do that. Use this time to figure out what your purpose is. Figure out the gift that you've been given, that you're meant to bring out into the world. Like I talk about this all the time. You're given an opportunity. Oh, hi Nina, how are you, lovely? you're given the opportunity to be able to utilize this time. Your gift is meant to be out in the world, and it's going to come out kicking and screaming or not. And I would hate to see any of you take an opportunity like this and then just throw it away, because people are being really innovative. If you step back and have a look at how business are pivoting, how people are pivoting, how things are changing, people are so adaptable. Hey Di, lovely seeing you. People are so adaptable. Like, oh my God, like we are just, this is not working, can't do that. Okay, let's switch it up, do it this way. Like, that's how we are. Like, you know, we're changing stuff. We're adapting. We're adaptable people. We had to adapt. Like, it's very, very, that's life. You either adapt or you die. Darwinism, I don't know. So don't waste this opportunity. Use this time to think about, what would I love to do? If I could do anything in the world, what would it be? What would I like to see the next 12 months of my life look like? What would that look like for me? And if it's just being able to go and have a cup of coffee with somebody at the mall, I think you're missing the point of a greater purpose. Because that's very important, obviously. Catching up with people, having coffee. Yeah. But that deeper connection and your purpose is so much bigger. I know that this is happening for you to figure out what your greater purpose is to bring out into the world. Because it's crappy the way stuff's happened. Absolutely, it's crap. I'm not saying that. It's horrible. Absolutely. I'm not making light of that at all. It is what it is. It's crap. That's it. I wish I wasn't locked down. But I am. And I've lost work the same as everybody else. Like, my stuff's been cancelled, so I know what that's like. So most people have gone through that, so this is really yuck. You know, so you can absolutely look at, so this is really horrible and it's not fair and it's not right. Absolutely feel that, rant, scream, throw a tantrum, whatever. Pick yourself up and go, okay, so now what am I going to do with it? Reach out to somebody to go, okay, I'm feeling really cranky about this. Have them hold space for you. You rant, rave. Yep. Okay, so that's out of the system. You can do it for that person. Okay, now what are we going to do? Because there's a huge opportunity here that we're not utilising. Some people are not utilising. Some already are. And this is a fantastic opportunity for you to model for those closest to you, whether it's your kids, people who are watching you in business, your friends or whatever. This is a fantastic time for you to be able to model for them what pivoting looks like. You know, craft nights or game nights or, you know, more conversations. You have those opportunities now. And I can tell you right now, my baby is 32. And I would give anything to be able to go back and just have one more cuddle when he was 5, or read one more story when he was 8, or play one more game with him with little soldiers and stuff when he was 10. That's gone. So if you have that opportunity, take that now, because those are the things in years to come that you will look back on and go, I love the fact that we had that time to do that. Like, those are the special memories that you have. You will never ever say, I wished I'd have watched that series. I can't believe that I just didn't take the time to watch season 17. I'm pretty sure no one will be saying that. No one says, I need to watch season 17 of whatever. But you will say, I wished I'd have taken the time for that one more conversation or that one more snuggle while we watched that Frozen movie for the 75 trillionth time. Or, you know, wished we'd have made mud pies one more time or whatever. You know, so there's that opportunity to be able to do that. So utilize that. And then figure out, so from that place of a full heart, what do I want to do? What do I like to do? Most people have forgotten what they even like doing. Like, that's how sad things are. I have no idea what I enjoy. Really? You don't know what you like? Like, seriously? Okay. Do you have a hobby? No. What makes you laugh? No, I don't know. How do you fill your cup? No, I don't. Bruh, really? Like, some of y'all are just, you're not even running on empty, because I don't know what's underneath empty, but some of y'all are there. Like, seriously, like, you're not even empty, you're like under empty. Like, I don't even know what that is, but whatever it is, some of y'all are there. Now's the time. Fill in the cup, fill the cup, fill the cup, fill the cup. Because some of you have to fill to get back to empty. That's how low, that's how empty, under empty you are. It's going to take a long time to get back to empty, let alone quarter full, half full, full. So now is a really good time for you to do that. So I guess I just wanted to give you a bit of a different perspective. Let you know that you're doing really well. Most people are so innovative right now and flexible and adapting and really bouncing back, building a muscle. You know, like this is a muscle we need to build, because we're trying to fit a shape. It's not even a round peg in a square hole. We're trying to fit this shape that we've never seen, a shape that we've never known about, into a square hole. Square hole? Square. Round hole. Let's go round. So we're trying to fit this big blobby shape into something that we've never, so we don't even know what to do with it. Most people are doing so well with this. Most people are just like amazing. And we're allowed to have meltdowns, and we're allowed to be stressed out and stuff like that. Don't stay there, because that's not helpful. Because then you get stressed, more likely to then get sick. No one's happy. So use this time for yourself to start thinking about what fills my cup up, what makes me happy, what would I like to do. If on the other side of this that I could have a magic wand, what would I like? What would I like to be doing? If I had to get up and go to work every day, where would I want to go? Would it be to the job that I previously had? Would it be to the job that I still have? Or would it be somewhere completely different? Allow yourself to dream. Some of y'all are not even allowing yourself to dream, which is pretty scary. So allow yourself to dream that, okay, so I can have the job of my dreams, or have my purpose out in the world. And you know, like that's not going to happen unless you do something with it, though. That's the thing. Like it's not going to happen unless you go, right, I'm making stuff happen, I'm doing something with it. So think of me as like your staunch fairy godmother. You want that stuff, you need to start putting some stuff in place and start doing something about it. Because I love y'all, but ain't nobody going to bring that dream job to your front door and leave it there in a parcel like UPS. It's not happening. What is going to happen is for you to go, actually, you know what, this is what I'd like to do, this is what I want to do, this is how I'm going to plan it out, this is how I'm going to make it happen. Boom. That's how it happens. And for some of y'all, you have the time to do it now. So don't waste this time. And it's also an opportunity for you to help other people as well. Because if they see you doing it, then they might be like, oh, well, he's over there doing that. I wanted to do that. I think I will as well. So start utilising that. Do it together. Obviously over Zoom, because you can't get together. But be like, okay, so what do you love to do? Give it a voice. Look, I would love to be trekking up a mountain or whatever. Give it a voice. Hold space for that other person while they do that same thing. I've never told anybody, but I want to do this. Excellent. How can we make that happen? Or how can we take one step towards making that happen? And the first step might even be just simply verbalizing that actually that's a thing that I would love to do. I would love to run for politics or open a dog shelter or like whatever your thing is, I would love to do that. Excellent. And then so just let that land. What does that look like? I'm not entirely sure. But start to have a think about it. Could be very helpful. So, alrighty, I've rambled long enough. I've been your staunch fairy godmother, as I needed to be. With nothing but love in my heart for you, go forth and be brilliant. The world needs you and your message. Don't waste this time.